BaseCamp, we're going to talk about the to-do part. And this is a nice little feature. So we're in MBI HQ, and we're going to look at the to-dos section. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can do a view as, and you can do it in a list, or you can do as cards. And so some people like this list where you can actually look, and when a whole card is done, it shows up as done right there, or you can just jump in. So it really depends on your preference whether you like it in a list or not. Sometimes you may find yourself, you have a to-do list, you're like, oh man, this really should be actually in another project or team, which makes it very simple. You can just come over here and you can click and say, okay, I'm going to move this one from HQ. Really, it needs to be over at core team, and move it, and then that's all there is to it. And it's moved over here now to core team, which makes it nice. So let's head back over to our to-dos. I put the ministry fair here just as an example because these were some different examples of good and bad ways to do it. So if you look over here at raffle prizes, you can see that it got put on there, raffle prizes, and for Dawn. And then Dawn says, what is this? So one thing that's helpful is whenever we do a to-do for any of us is just to make sure we put a nice label on it and then a nice notes down there. Rarely will we assign a to-do to somebody that wasn't at the meeting, but it does happen. And if they're part of a team and it's an understanding that you may get assigned, then that's fine. But normally we won't just have to-do show up in our to-do box randomly. Let's go back then and look at ministry fair here. So we could look at this one, design order stickers. You can see that that one was pretty straightforward. I think Reba was at the meeting and then she went ahead and completed it. And let's see if there was another one here that was so this one you can kind of see, and then it was done. It's kind of nice actually to have a comment so we kind of know if it was finished and how well it went. So anyway, this is just your to-do area. Let's say you finish a list and you want to archive it. It's no longer relevant. You can just come in here to archive and it goes away. So let's go into this list here and we can do just add a to-do. Let's say food for the corporate board, and I'm going to assign it to Donna because she knows that, and then she can notify me when it's done. Sometimes there's a due date, sometimes there's not, but just for the sake of this, let's say May 12th, and then just if there's any details, maybe setting up the menu, etc. All right, then I can add this to do. I'm not going to add this one right now. All right, so that's just how to add one. All right, so let's go to the corporate board. I added a to do, and let's go ahead and look at that one. And let's say if it's finished, then I want to go ahead and make a discussion and say all okay, hit add a comment there, and then I can mark that this has been done. And that's helpful because there's a little bit comment for follow-up, and now everybody can see it's done. But let's just say that one we really didn't need. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in the trash. It's that simple. And that's pretty much all the to-dos. The to-dos will actually show up in the schedule as well. So when you set to-dos, you can see them. They'll show up with a box here, and that is acting as a check off as well. So I could click that and it would show that it's done.